Hello, and welcome to another episode of Waffling On. I'm the boss, and I am here to extend apologies to wrestlers and viewers alike due to the grumpiness of our wafflers in the previous episode and repeated misbehaviour on all three of theirs part. I would like to apologise and say this behaviour will not be continuing. Okay, come on in, you two. Now, I hope you two have learnt your lesson, and I hope it also reaches Ben, or Dan, or whatever his name is. Notice he hasn't turned up to work today either. Now, Claire, as it was your birthday recently, we hope you accept this present.
Long sleeve. Oh, you got this in. Thank you very much. Because it is one of the nicest things because it has long sleeves. And also because the person has also given me a big kiss on my hand, which is lovely because he's a gentleman. Ta-da!
Now, this is a gift for you.
Yes.
Punishment for you.
I will do better, I promise.
We promise we won't be grumpy anymore, boss.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Waffling On. It's time to look back on another UBW show, this time Bonfire Bashingtons, as named by our colleague Dan, who's not here, actually Bonfire Brawl. Spectacular, fireworks all round, and a massive return of the steps from the Stevenage Scarefest, which is basically the enemy of everyone.
Yeah.
They will feature later. But we'll keep that under wraps. There are newcomers. There are new people in the crowd.
Yes.
Tiny people in the crowd.
Yes. I got to cuddle her.
Nice tiny people in the crowd.
Oh, she's so gorgeous.
And new people in the ring. Well, new jobs in the ring. The old cameraman, Hugo Bloom, is now the ring announcer, announcing himself into the ring on a PA system that wasn't happy either. Yeah. I think the steps probably got to it.
Yeah, that's it.
But we're looking at a return to Baldock, which sees the return of some familiar faces and some new as well, and some unexpected, very unexpected, which we'll get to later.
Exciting. All exciting.
Very exciting. Should we go on to the first match?
Yes.
Ding, ding.
So first up, we had Tommy Kyle. I love Tommy Kyle very much, very, very much. And I'm allowed to love him here because he's good.
And in keeping with good behaviour, as insisted upon by the boss, I clapped Tommy Kyle to the ring.
Yes.
And he clapped me back, sarcastically, unironically. But he said, "Yeah, I'm good here." Yeah. And then went in the ring and didn't prove that he was all that good. He was still quite meany.
I think he was good.
he was better behaved than normal, which is what I promised to be this evening as well. Yes. He was very good. I enjoyed this match very much.
But I also enjoyed it because he was facing someone that we've seen maybe once or twice before, who maybe has been slightly outshone in those matches by people that he's been paired up with.
Yeah.
Not being hugely known to the UBW crowd just yet, but I think after this match, I think all that changes.
Oh, yeah, laid down a marker.
We had Lincoln Spectre.
The dojo bro, and 1/3 of the pro professionals. Although the last time at Stevenage Scarefest, he was beaten up by the other professionals. Yeah. Which wasn't, I suppose it was professional because they got the job done.
Yeah. Yeah, they worked as a team.
Yeah, they worked as a team, and now they're kind of back together. They're all pally again. SSD, another third of the pros. We're going to see him more later. Yes, and I've got a video of that match as well, which reveals how excited you were when he came out. He came out with his bro to clap him to the ring.
Yes.
For his first singles bout at UBW. Previously, he'd been in tag team action. I think that was in Royston, the day of the Unicorn.
Yep.
And then in the whatever it was called, the Lunacy, that was the tag team bonanza.
Yes.
From the Scarefest.
That was the Royston was the broken arm for Bart bit, wasn't it?
It was.
And he replaced, and that
He
was,
had to step
probably
in.
the first time we saw him, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was the formation of the professionals as a 3-man outfit. So he's here, but he's on his own. As soon as SSD brings him out, he waves him off and goes back. So he's on his own.
I thought he might hang about.
Yeah. But the match was so good, you probably forgot about his absence.
Well, I forgot.
I guess
I was distracted by the action.
Yeah, I think you probably went, oh, he's here.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Well, do you know, it didn't dawn on me for a little while, and then I was like, oh yeah, he's here. Maybe he'll be in a match. Yeah, very excited.
Maybe this will make my stalking easier this evening.
It's true, it's true. And, you know, all the jackets that I want to steal, because there were lots of jackets that I want to steal.
In this match as well.
Yeah.
We've got
both of them.
Double danger for the jackets here.
Yeah.
Not double denim.
No.
We've got a lovely green jacket with the nine-tailed fox on the back.
Yeah.
Love that design as well.
It was really nice.
Yeah. No, if it goes missing, I feel very sorry for you. Tommy's jacket as well.
I love Tommy's jacket.
Tommy's jacket and Tommy's trousers.
I do like all the patches on Tommy's trousers because they mean things to him, and I think that's really nice.
We should try and get a WO one on there.
Yeah.
We should try.
Yes. Yes. I don't know. Maybe I'll like sew it on the inside or something. I'd live with that.
Yeah, well, we could give him the patch, and if he says, "Oh yeah, I've used it,"
yeah,
I don't use it anywhere you'd see it though. It's because you're obviously doing that where you are, so I do it elsewhere.
Yeah,
you'd take that.
Yeah,
yeah. But the match itself,
phenomenal.
Not just fantastic clothes.
What a start to the show, though. This match was just explosive from the off.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, Lincoln showed no nerves at all. Straight out, and they were matching each other. And on occasion, Tommy can be a little complacent on newcomers to UBW, but he was taking this one very seriously. He did the clappy thing, the bending your fingers back and doing the clappy thing.
Yeah, that looks painful.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of pride as well that you've been caught out so early, and then the crowd were clapping along. I don't know.
They might have been.
They might be. Some of the younger
little
members,
one might have done.
Might have been. There's certainly some poo turned up later on, but that's a different story. Some people were, "Come on, Tommy."
Yes.
And some people were, "Come on, Lincoln." And then that became a bit of a contest in and of itself.
Yeah.
Throughout the match.
Yeah.
I think that I might have come out on top of that one.
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Cool. Well, let's walk through the match and see what happened then.
Yeah.
So inch for inch, these guys were just basically toe to toe to begin with.
Battering each other.
Yeah. And not really giving each other an inch or letting each other have their own way with the match. There were moments, I think, when Lincoln was reversing a suplex and nearly launched Tommy into orbit, like the ejector seat, when he was gone.
Yep.
And we all know Bulldog is a place to be very careful of ring posts. Other people have fallen afoul of that, smashing their chins on those. Tommy nearly came a cropper on that one as well.
Yep.
But there were the expected slaps as well, still ringing in my ears. Some of those, so they were almost bloody in nature. The sexy Alsatian getting his paw.
He's got the most amazing slaps there, hasn't he?
That's it. Sorry for that brief interlude. The Pope needed our attention. All that stuff.
Make sure we were behaving.
Here in the Orangery, the boss has given her strict instructions to keep an eye on us, so she's probably going to duck her head in from time to time or have someone else come and check on us.
Well, she does make a nice cup of tea.
She does make a nice cup of tea, but I don't like tea, so I just get whatever. Actually, it's real Pepsi tonight, isn't it?
It is. Oh,
other brands are available.
Pepsi in a Coke glass.
Yeah, I know. Crossing the streams. Let's see if that explodes. It's like chemistry.
That's it.
So we were talking about how thuddy it was.
Yep.
It was thuddy, and it was also flippy and flappy as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Tommy Carl doing his whoop his Les Kellett through the ropes and then
I
back.
love that. That's one of my favourite things that he does.
I'll tell you, he doesn't like it. Whoever gets clothesline when he comes back the other way.
It's true, yeah. And how they don't see it coming because, it's like a build-up but, every time
It's shocking. Every time he does it, I think he's going to come a cropper.
It's because he's quick.
Yeah, I would come a cropper.
I would as well. I think I'd turn around and be like, and it'd take a while for my brain to process it. And I'd go, oh, I'm on the floor.
Again.
Yeah, again.
That's what happens when you get old. You just find yourself lying on the floor.
And also, it's harder to get up. So, yeah. But I tell you who did get up after a phenomenal move, and that was Lincoln Spectre. And if I'm remembering this rightly, because I'm very old now, and
It might have happened.
So I either dreamt it.
Have you stepped into the next age bracket?
Yeah, I think so.
Because you're now in your 20s.
That's right, yeah.
And
Something like that. So I either dreamt it, in which case, please make it happen because it was really spectacular, or it did happen and I'm remembering it right. So this is the ring. This is one of the turnbuckles.
Imagine. Which one am I?
That you can be Lincoln Spectre. So stand on the turnbuckle like this. That's it, like this. And in comes Tommy Kyle. And then he like suplexes him off, and Lincoln goes
like
and lands, and I just went because it was
an ick moment.
It was, like if you drop like a water bomb off of a first floor window and then it goes, it was a little bit like that. But
without basically all of his guts going everywhere.
I mean, I can't confirm because I wasn't that close, having been relegated to the second row. But it's fine. We saw everything.
So everyone in the front row was covered in guts.
That's it.
Ectoplasm. Because obviously he doesn't have a ghost of a chance. That's That's 1-0.
Yeah.
I'm keeping count. I'm ignoring everything you said.
Honestly. I swear I need Ben, Dan, Craig, Jeff, whatever his name is. Because I
think he's been fired.
He's been fired. I think she's on the phone to me.
Yeah, the boss was not happy. She's already not happy with us because of being rude to people. And now she's talking about making changes. We'll see what happens. But he did survive, even despite having his guts all over the canvas. Lincoln Spectre is still a going concern.
Yes.
Flippy Floppy happens again. Flippy Floppy, but not...
Yeah, no, there was none of that. I'm very disappointed.
None of the usual TK sexy Alsatian stuff.
That's right.
And I think he comes back and he misses with the clothesline here.
Yep.
And Spectre takes advantage. I'm trying to remember exactly what he grabs him in that suplex and just thrusts him back over and holds him down for the pin.
Yep.
And I think it's more shocking for the majority of the crowd who were cheering for Tommy.
Yes.
Gratifying for those that were cheering for Lincoln Spectre.
Yeah.
Just to remind you, Lincoln won.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm not sad about it because actually, although I was rooting for Tommy and I do very much love Tommy Kyle, as everyone knows, I feel like they both deserved to walk away with something from this one because they were just both their own individual people, but together were really explosive.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd said the same thing. I don't think they could really, but at the end, they were clapping everything. The previously split audience were basically cheering for whoever's going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lincoln came out on top, and Tommy lifted his arm up, and Lincoln did the same.
Yeah.
And the applause rings out.
Which means they obviously listened to the last thing that I was talking about when I said, why can't everyone just be nice?
Yeah.
And just be like sportsmanship, like, oh, nice, let's have a nice match. Going to thump you now. Yep, me too. You know, that kind of thing. And
Taking turns.
Yeah, take your turns. And that happened. So, okay, woo.
Oh, someone's listening up there. Maybe it's Tony.
Maybe.
Oh, a spectacular open.
Well
Spectacular opening to the show. Let's hope for more of the same with match number 2.
Yes.
Ding ding. Match number 2. We have the return on the evening of the pro bro of the dojo bro.
I think I'm following that. Yeah.
Yeah, the pro bro of the dojo bro. It's SSD. Yeah, big love and big happy clapping. Got the footage of that, how happy you were, the smile on your face, big beaming.
Because he's such a gentleman.
Yes, he is. Well, I put down here, he's the dashing, dueling dandy.
He is.
He is the epitome of etiquette.
Still waiting for my kiss.
Still waiting for the kiss on that. I think he kissed Gray on the hand as he came out. Yeah.
Now I'm really mad.
Yeah, I know, but just that affection given to other people when you're still waiting politely in line.
I know.
Speaking of polite, his opponent, Ollie Fern, she's not a nice young lady. She puts the pain into Painter.
Yeah.
The artist, she came out actually, and she was dancing around the ring. People were unsure. Anyone who saw her go up against Stevie Madden probably knew what they were in for.
Yeah.
Comes out with her paintbrush. It's like, oh, what's she going to do?
Yeah.
It became pretty clear when she started haranguing the audience that she's
Bit of a cow.
not going to be a fan favourite and doesn't like fans at all, really.
Not really, no.
But SSD comes in and he's announced as Samuel Saint Daniel. He's out and he says, I know what you're all thinking.
Didn't know what I was thinking.
No, probably best not to. Let's not dwell on that. And what people were thinking is that maybe this was a mismatch and that it wasn't fair. But then someone shouts out, just hit her!
I think I know who it was as well. And yeah. Honestly, I think he should have got in there first.
Yeah, but he said that he took advice from his mother when he was young.
Yes.
You shouldn't hit women.
Yes.
This should be, say, a good, clean fight.
Yes.
And as always, the professionals start with a handshake.
Yes.
So he offers his hand.
With his hand behind his back.
With his hand behind his back. And Ollie has no interest in...
No manners.
No manners. She just seems a bit hungry because all she wants to do is bite SSD.
To be fair, I probably would.
Don't do that. If he offers... Or if you offer the hand, at least he's taking your hand away. Whereas if he gave... Yeah. I think early on she tries to roughhouse him around besides biting him, and he just slumps to the floor, pinning her to the floor.
Yep.
A bit of Squashington going on there.
I mean, he's very dashing and very gentlemanly to start off with, giving her, excuse after excuse, if you like, to behave the way that she is, and it's kind of like just batting it away and being like, stop now, you're
giving
being a bit
her
silly.
every opportunity to play nicely, and she's not doing it.
No, and it just makes her more and more mad.
Yeah, she's got a shriek on her as well.
Oh God, yeah, when they were screaming in each other's faces. Honestly, look, I've got a thing.
No, you've got a thing.
I don't want that.
Do you know what that is? Is it not useful to me to cover up them? So we have lots of opportunities for Ben, who's still in the ring as referee, to disqualify.
I think she gets warned, doesn't she?
She does get warned.
Twice.
She has her paintbrush and she's using it to throttle SSD. This is where he's...
She's been sneaky and she's squirreled them around.
Yeah.
When did she even do that?
So chicanery versus chivalry.
Yes.
That's what we've got here.
Yes.
And the chivalry is running dry.
Yes. Yeah, I think he gets a bit pissed off after a while.
Yeah, but Ben says, do that again and I'll disqualify you. So she does it again.
Yeah.
And all Ben does is just like, he's like a very patient teacher.
Yeah.
Or a parent that I no longer am.
Yes.
He says, maybe I'll get through to her. Takes the brush away and disposes of it. And while he's doing that, she's found another one. Yeah. And she's going, she's now using the third one, Stabby.
Yep.
And I think this is like basically the final straw. But there's one point where she goes running off, having been caught out, and tensions mounting. SSD follows suit. Mm-hmm. She leapfrogs over the steps because she knows
they're evil.
The steps are evil. And SSD vaults over them. They looked a little bit less likely to disappear stage left.
Yeah.
But that's because we were sitting, they disappear stage right this time.
They would,
where we were.
Yeah.
But they avoid calamity in that case. But there's some just brutal moves going on in the ring. Once back in, I think SSD, he's trying to hold back. He really doesn't want to do what his mum told him not to.
Yes.
So he's trying to put this match to bed in a very
nice way.
Yeah, also he's trying to, as you were saying with the last match, wouldn't it be lovely if everyone was just nice to each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was nice up until a point. And to be fair, I think he held his patience a lot more than I would have done.
Yeah.
She deserved a wallop.
Yeah. I mean, he gets hold of it and I think it's a couple of German suplexes he does. I think he's going to go for a third here.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He just goes, I tell you what, I've had enough of this, and just claps her.
Yeah.
And she is made of rubber. She bounces around that ring all over the place. And, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's got to be it.
Yeah.
But like a rubber ball, the artist just bounces straight back up. I mean, I do wonder what it would take to keep her down, because that's not the last time that he basically lays her out. There's one point after a shrieking fit where they're on the turnbuckle, shouting at each other. She knocks him off, and as she launches herself, I think, to attack, she kicks her square in the face.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
It's the same thing as like we've started off with. It's impolite,
Yes.
basically, to hit anyone.
Yes.
But Mum said not to hit girls.
Yeah.
And the boss is there.
Yeah.
And the boss similarly is screaming for SSD to just
To thump her.
to thump her.
Yeah, I think
and
we all
finish
were
this.
at this point.
Yeah, she's not nice.
No.
She's not winning the crowd over. No one is on her
No,
side.
and do you know what I said about Tommy Kyle and Lincoln Spectre with the
Oh, well, where I was Lincoln
yeah,
Spectre.
that's it, and then just like
Whee!
I think that was this match instead.
It might have happened also in this match.
Yeah.
This was high flying at times.
Honestly, the last few minutes of this match were quite possibly the best few minutes of a match that we've seen in a long time, probably since SSD and Bart went up against each other, which I still think was a phenomenal match. Just the way that they were flinging each other about, and the heavy landings, and the fact that they were then getting up and just going straight back into it. It was exhausting.
Well, a couple of points. Interestingly, you've mentioned we've got Bart.
Yeah.
Bart wasn't at this show.
No.
Do you think the other professionals have said, just take a breather?
I think he needs to, doesn't he?
Well, the Pooh Boys were there. I think
Yeah.
it could have just got very
Tipped over
messy.
the edge.
But the other point is, what don't you like? What move is ick? Is it the powerbomb? SSD was on the verge of powerbombing Ollie Fern a couple of times, and she managed to turn it around every single. There was one where he had her in the powerbomb, and she manages to flip it to some kind of Canadian destroyer.
And that's weird.
Sunset flip.
Yeah.
And she's flipping every time.
Yeah.
Every flipping time.
Every flipping time.
The power bomb's coming, and I think that's how we finish it.
Yep.
Is that it looks like there's going to be a power bomb, and she just wriggles over and gets the roll up, and silence, because it's an absolute shock.
Yeah, no one clapped.
No,
She didn't deserve it.
she didn't deserve it. But I don't know how she still had any energy and how she was still moving. She was resilient, I think, is the word. And I do worry that someone with such power like SSD, I mean, he doesn't look like the biggest guy, but those were meaty chops he was putting and big bombs. Artemis can do something very similar. The artillery of Artemis is incredible. If Ollie Fern can carry on taking it, maybe she has a chance at that big belt.
Maybe, but I think that Artemis wouldn't hold back like he did to start off with, and maybe that was his downfall in this match.
Yes.
And I think
Undone
Artemis
by politeness.
That's it. Yeah, be less gentlemanly.
That's today's rule. Less gentlemanly, please.
Yeah.
It's the first half main event. Match 3 sees the UBW tag team titles up for grabs. The SQ1 Superdors are here. Winged.
Yes.
Both bewinged. It is the Red Falcon
Oh, yeah.
following up from his amazing debut, and then El Antonio comes out also with his little butterfly wings and little butterfly feeler things that unfortunately
so good. So good.
don't last very long.
No.
But the crowd love it because the crowd love the Superdors.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We love both of those guys.
Yeah, and they are just fantastic. The crowd really take to them,
Yep.
and well, they should, because they're going up against the team that no one really likes. Got something to say?
I liked everyone in this match.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'll tell you who I especially liked in this match. Nick. Strong ref Nick is back. I was surprised after Ben did the first two. I didn't necessarily think that we would have Nick in, but Nick is here.
Yes.
Standing ovation, more or less, for Nick's arrival, as always.
Yeah.
But Nick's superpowers are tested here, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have two superheroes in the ring already, and the Pooh Boys come out. But they don't.
No.
Because Aidan White tells us that he's actually come alone tonight, and that Ben isn't with him.
No.
At which point Ben then runs back out, because I'm sure someone who looks very much like Ben Gedley
Yes, but it
runs
wasn't.
back out.
No.
So it's the Pope's just checking in on us because the boss has told her to make sure we're saying nice things. It was a lovely match. I really enjoyed this one. Everyone involved was an absolute superstar. And speaking of superstars, the arrival here of Aidan White's partner for the night, it's not El Bentonio,
No.
as it was last time we were in Bulldog.
Yep.
It's actually Ben Man.
Yes.
BM.
Yeah.
Like the smiley biscuit.
Yeah.
And then I think El Bentonio has a problem with the pronunciation.
Yes.
He says, "You mean Bin Man?"
Yes.
And he's correct.
And that sticks.
Yes, the crowd absolutely go wild for Bin Man.
Yeah.
And Bin Man probably thinks they're cheering him.
Yeah.
But they're not.
No.
So Bin Man comes out. He's becaped and bemasked. So who could this masked-caped man be?
Da, da, da.
We don't have to wait long, not
No.
like last time round. He reveals himself at the bell. It doesn't look like that. He reveals his identity as the bell goes ding ding. It was Ben all along. Aidan was having us on. But if Ben is Bin Man, that means that Aidan White is his sidekick.
Oh.
Like some kind of
Like Robin.
Robin or Penfold.
Penfold was
like that.
brilliant. My sister always called me Penfold.
Correct, BM.
Because I always had like really stupid eyebrows all my life. Till they all fell out and I had my treatment. But that's on like a sad note. But yeah, she always called me Penfold. So even now she still sends me gifts of Penfold. Because she's evil.
Yeah, we're building this whole thing up that your sister is evil.
Yeah.
And I'm putting these videos out there. I've never met her.
No, it's true though.
Okay.
Just take my word for it.
Take it as fact.
Yeah.
I can't believe everything you say because you say that the Pooh Boys are actually quite good.
They are though.
I suppose if you like that sort of thing.
I do.
And if that sort of thing is getting pummeled by the Superdors, then that's what you're in for.
But that
here.
didn't necessarily happen. It did for a little bit.
Yeah, there's a great bit early on
Yeah.
where it looks like the Pooh Boys are just going to make quick work of these, but the superheroes make superhero landings. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then smash their opponents who can't land quite as eloquently. I was thinking that.
Yeah, eloquent's a good word.
Yeah. Today's word is eloquent as
Yeah.
well as gentlemanly.
Gentlemanly.
Yes, we like that.
Yeah.
But also like the fact that it's going so well for the Superdors. We might have square one named UBW Tag Team Champions.
It did look that way for a little while.
Yeah.
It did. And I think Jantonio was kind of more of a presence in the ring for a longer period of time, but it didn't detract from the Red Falcon when he was there.
The problem was, and this is what I was saying earlier on about Nick, was that the Pooh Boys are very good at distracting the whole time. So Falcon was the legal man, but Nick turns around and having not seen the tag, he keeps sending him out.
Yeah, he sent him out.
So EJ was he was coping, but he was getting battered when he should have had a bit of a break.
Mm-hmm.
But he's an absolute star in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd love him. But when the Falcon does get in, he does this amazing move where he takes both of the Pooh Boys down with grabbing one by the neck and the other, and hits his Winnie Pops. Sorry about that.
That's it.
And rolls and just smashes both of them into the ground, and that maybe should have been it.
Yep. Sorry.
Absolute crazy skills.
Gone in my eye.
Don't touch your eye, make me feel ill.
Don't forget you back. We're talking about ketchup.
Nah, I didn't talk about ketchup.
Not today.
Didn't buy you ketchup for your birthday either. There was a nearly a 619.
Yes.
And then there was actually a 619 that took out both of the champs.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it. I've almost admitted that they are the champs, not my champions.
Yeah, I like them.
You like them. Well, we nearly got Aidan in our lap. He was thrown out of the ring. If we'd been in row one, it would have happened.
Oh.
But he was stunned, looked up into the face of the young man he landed on and said, "You're not Ben."
You're not Ben. No.
He's quite observant.
I'd like let him have my seat. Here, have a sort of look. Look what's going on. What's going on with me today? I don't know what's going on. I'm all fluffy. Dear Lord, I do apologise. Right. Yes, I would have let him have my seat, have a little rest, get back in there.
Yeah. Well, he needed the rest.
He did.
But it looked like they might be losing these belts.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Well, it nearly did happen. I
It
mean,
nearly did happen.
LJ was poised. He's about to make a spectacular luchador leap. And I think earlier on he's been told, "You're a fake lucha," and then kicks the claimant in the face, almost dispelling that rumour immediately. But he's up there. He's ready to launch himself for the big 1, 2, 3. And out comes Ricolas Calvet.
Yes.
Due to have a celebration here at Bulldog Bashington's. But no Chase Anthony, who's organised this in attendance.
Yes. Yeah. So I think he'd made his excuses that he couldn't be there, didn't he?
Yeah, he's made excuses that he's looking to cause trouble and shut down other happiness elsewhere.
Yes.
Which, as far as I'm aware, he may well have been successful in doing.
Probably.
But yeah, there's a distraction. And I think Nick, again, looking to track exactly what's going on here, is distracted, and Aidan White comes in with the belt. Penfold comes in with the belt, clatters his opponent, gets the pin, and gets the win. Yeah. Oh, what good gentlemanly behaviour.
Well, I don't remember that bit, but yeah, I remember them winning.
So we have the celebration, which is part celebration of the retention of the tag team belts and a celebration of the ultimate British champion at Ultimate British Wrestling. Aidan White's in there spatting off against the centrepiece, who are Chase's gang of miscreants, saying, and still champions. Of course we're still champions. That's just what the centrepiece does. Yeah. We're here to celebrate Ricky Calvet, who can't get a word in edgeways because every time he speaks, the crowd boo him because they've saved their booze. Booze probably not available. That's Fairfield. You can get booze, can't you? Yeah, that's where the booze is. But here they've saved their booze and they are booing him out of the building. But over the cacophony, we can hear him going through the list of people he's beaten. Yeah. He says he's beaten Tommy Kyle. He's beaten the fake luchador. He's beaten Dinosaur Boy.
Yes.
He's beaten TNA heavyweight champion Eric Young. And he beat someone so much that they had to leave the company. Yeah. And they all have a good laugh about the fact that we have no more Adonis Payne.
He's still sad about that.
There are guys in the audience, guys and girls in the audience who are still recovering months on from that happening. But all of a sudden, music hits. Yeah. And I teased a massive return earlier on. It wasn't just steps that were back. No. We have the return of the artist formerly known as Adonis Payne. Chris Aries is in the building. And the sound of the audience when they see who steps through that curtain is absolutely immense. If the boos were loud before, this is just on another level. Yeah. The crowd go absolutely insane.
If there was any question about who the most loved person on the roster is, I think there's probably a good top 3, but you can't replace him.
No, and he's there. And he lets fly. Ricky approaches him and gets a boot to the face, and so do the tag team champs. Yep. He's clearing house. He's running from turnbuckle to turnbuckle, just meting out everything that's overdue. And Ricky's fled by this point. Yeah. But he's probably got a bad neck from looking that way, seeing Aries run from corner to corner and put these guys to the sword. And he clears ring, and everyone's waiting to hear what he has to say because he shouldn't be here. Yeah. We know that Chase Anthony had contracts drawn up that were signed that said a defeat at UBWX, and he was gone. And
but Adonis Payne is gone.
Adonis Payne is gone. Chris Aries picks up the mic and says, "You know what, Ricky, it looks like you've seen a ghost." Said, "You're here for the celebration. You've signed so many autographs backstage that you've inadvertently signed a contract that makes my exclusion null and void, and I am home." And he said, "I'm here. I'm Chris Aries. When I stepped in this building for my first match, it was Chris who wanted to fight, not just Adonis. When I won the belt, when I won the Square One belt, I won it for Chris because Chris wanted to be a champion." He says now Chris is back, and Chris is going to be the first man to be Square One champion and take the big belt. It's a big claim. It's a bold claim. He's been close so many times.
I have no doubt he'll do it. Also, my little boy said that is one of the best promo speeches. In fact, no, he said it is the best promo speech he's ever heard. So I was, yeah.
It was all the emotion.
It was brilliant. It was just so heartfelt and true and honest and brilliantly timed. And I think everyone's just so overjoyed to have him back. Yeah, spectacular.
I think you could hear a pin drop. Everyone was waiting to find out because he was back, but we knew he couldn't be back.
Yeah.
But he is back.
Yep. In his flashy green outfit,
yes,
which is awesome.
And he's aiming for the big belt, which we're all so hopeful that he will finally take, because it's been taken away from him via shenanigans so many times. So many times orchestrated by one Chase Anthony.
Yeah.
Not in attendance. Immediately the news comes out. He says, "Who's got footage? I don't believe it. We had footage." We sent it straight out. If you want to take a little look at what happened, it's on the Wrestling Outsider Instagram. I think I'll plop it on the end of the video. So stick around after the credits. I'm going to have a little bit of fun rewatching Chris Aries clear the ring. Happy birthday to you. And to blow the candles.
Ready, Arnold? 1, 2, 3, go. Good job.
Yay! No, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Welcome to your party. Scampi fries.
Scampi fries and cake.
And welcome to the second half.
I love that smell. I love that smell.
Sulphur.
Yeah.
Did you get that in the science?
Yeah. Definitely, but normally as a thiol, which really is not a nice smell.
You set fire to stuff where you work.
Yeah. We've also got hydrofluoric acid, which like melts through glass, which is like pretty nasty shit.
Yeah, that's not good to put on birthday cakes.
No.
Avoid that. Talking about the good science here, not the melty science.
Sometimes the melty science is good science, but it's also very scary science.
Well, now you're much more senior, it's even scarier. You want to make
It is because they give me
I was
responsibility.
gonna say, that's the scariest thing, is that, now you make big decisions about big things
I
with
do.
the science. But big decisions.
Yep.
Change of decisions, it seems. We originally had, as I opened about for the second half, the edge runner, Josh Spicer, taking on the tree chopper, Axeman Bunting. He's a good fella.
Oh.
That
was a good film, that.
Good fellas. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the boss's boss is probably watching that right now.
Oh.
It's one of her faves, either that or Thor Ragnarok.
What?
Thor Ragnarok.
What fridge is that?
It's a very different film from Goodfellas.
Okay.
It's not about being wise guys or gangsters. But it's quite funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Do
know
I
it.
amuse you? That kind of stuff. That's it. Anyway, it's not Josh Spicer.
No.
Josh Spicer's not going up against Axeman Bunting. It's someone with the same initials, which made me think, did I get this wrong in the first place? But no, I think it was definitely Trout that the edge run was coming in. But I'm assuming it's because there were no bounties on offer. Because he's now just very much a gun for hire. Yeah. We have no bounties here. There's no point. I can't have them.
No.
I don't like coconut either. Neither does the boss.
Yep.
As we found earlier on.
Same.
And this, I don't know what flavour this is. Oh, it's hazelnut.
Oh.
Hazelnut cake.
Nice.
I don't know.
I'm going to break a bit off.
Yeah, it is your cake
I'm
after all.
uncouth and like not use a knife.
The Pope's not watching. You did very well there.
Ah.
That's the good science. So instead, instead of Josh Spicer, we have some of the same initials. We have Judy Sexton.
Yes.
Not Judy Finnegan.
No.
Because different initials. Sadly, no sellotape going on.
No.
Sellotape's not here tonight.
No.
Dan's the keeper of the sellotape. So you would have that here. So not his original opponent, but the original biker, which I'm still confused about. Because if he's the original biker, he should have been riding bikes before I rode bikes. And he looks a lot younger than me.
Maybe he was like Dracula.
Maybe he is. Maybe he bathes in special oil or blood or something like that. Surely you've got something like that at the science place.
Not in my department. But maybe he's a bit like Cleopatra and just like has a bath in milk.
But I thought about this, right? If you bathe in milk, you'd have to have a bath in something else afterwards. Because if you get milk on you, and it goes a bit dry, a bit icky, sticky, and smelly.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how bad people would have smelled? What's that smell? It smells like parmesan. Oh, that's me. I've just had a bath. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. So we cleared out the fridge at work the other day where some people had left milk in there for like months. I don't know if they were conducting some kind of experiment or what was going on, but just the effort of pouring it away.
Yeah, see, that's the ick.
It was gross because it all curdled, and then I could smell it, and I was like, right, I do. So my friend opened all the doors for me so I could wash my hands, and then she gave me hand gel and hand cream to make the smell go away.
But she didn't say, "Oh, just wash yourself in this
No, she
this
did
ass's
not.
milk."
She was like, "You stink. Go in the bathroom."
Why was there arse milk as well? Anyway, we should move on. It's one wild ride of a match. This one.
Yes.
I'm not sure if Judy was aware of what his opponent was even before he walked in the ring, but certainly take one look at the Axeman and his popularity and his stature, and you know you're not going to win any test of strength here.
Haven't these guys gone up against each other before?
Certainly, I think they've faced each other in rumbles before, so they're not unfamiliar with each other.
No.
But yeah, my bit.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Look how good I am at doing that.
But I mean, the popularity of the Axeman cannot be doubted. He appears, the shout of axe goes up. And I think Mr. Sexton has got his own catchphrases, which he throws out later on, such as a vroom vroom. And I think he's got hit the gas as well. But there's no point because the Axe Maniacs are just going absolutely nuts. And to say in one part of the match they all start shouting axe, no. The entire match, these guys are frenetic. They are axe the whole time, desperate for their hero to win. And it looks pretty much like he's got this one sewn up because his opponent is just being just a silly Billy. A silly Billy. The original biker just doesn't know what to do to win this. And at points, Axeman's looking at the crowd like, well, what's going on? What is this guy trying to do? It's almost embarrassing for him.
However, it would help if you didn't shout out the name of your move before you do it. I don't know why no one ever learns this.
We've got that. The final ride he's got with this. Yeah. He gives that out.
Yeah.
He tries it a couple of times. We'll find out if he was successful later on. But the overpowering, that's not going to work.
No.
So he tries to keep Axeman Bunting in close quarters to try and grind him down that way. And again, he's having some success, but then goes again for a crossbody, which is basically like throwing yourself at a tree.
Yeah.
So it's like, bang, and he's done for. But gets back up and tries again.
Yep.
You have to admire his stupidity, or maybe his resilience.
Yes.
He's no Ollie Fern. He's not made of rubber.
No.
But he is tested in that regard. He's a wriggly man.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more wriggly because we know that Axeman can take people high, and the timber move where he gets them up high and then just smashes them down. He goes for that a couple of times, but maybe Sexton has been paying attention because he doesn't get caught out. He's wriggling around and avoiding
quick too. He's quick. Doesn't hang about. You've got to grab hold of him, otherwise he'll be gone.
Yeah. I think there's one point that Sexton's he's jumped out the ring and he's taken a little bit of a breather, and someone in the crowd says to Axeman, "Do a dive." Turns so and looks at him and says, "I'll go and get him." Just picks him up, brings him back in the ring, just holds him vertically. It's like he's trying to decide what to do with him. How long can he hold him for? Pretty much forever until Sexton says, "Put me down." There's a good idea. Yeah. Smash. Straight down.
Flop down.
Very, very painful. But Sexton is a suspect individual. He's not one who plays by the rules. He's eye gouging, which begins to actually get him some traction. It's not playing by the rules, which is, I guess, what the original biker would do. He's not going to obey those.
No.
And he begins to make inroads, and he's wriggling around. And then he does, as you've said, final ride, he shouts.
Yep.
Doesn't hit it the first time, nearly gets thrown into the timber, but does land it the second time.
Yep.
Face first, Axeman is there on the mat.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yep.
And Axeman, I think is that 2 in a row now? he lost to Wade at UBWXI. And after such a stellar start at UBW, things are beginning to slip. The fan base aren't. The fan base are still very much with him. But
Still on the fence. I'm not there 100% yet. I thought this was a good pairing, but I was kind of a little bit rooting for Judas Sexton for a couple of reasons. One, I quite like bikers, and two, he has really nice tattoos.
I have to admit that there are some really cool tattoos there.
Yeah.
Some that I recognise. Go,
Mhm.
ooh, and actually, I think we were saying at the time, I was like, oh, I'll see that one.
That's it. Yeah, I was like, look at that one, and then, yeah, really nice. So yeah,
Both tattoo gentlemen, though.
Mm.
But you prefer the biker tattoos, do you?
yes,
Okay. So you were happy because maybe we'll see Sexton again and you can check out those tattoos?
yes,
I'm hoping next time they say Judy's there,
Mhm.
that it is Judy Finnegan.
yes. I mean, that's got to happen at some point.
Yeah, I'm hoping the boss, if she is going to sack Dan, and I said it out loud,
Oh God,
but she probably fire Ben because she's
Yeah.
got the name wrong, so we might
that's
be all
true.
right. But if we need to find a replacement,
Yep.
maybe we plump for Judy because Richard didn't really work out when we had him on.
I mean, the language.
I know. I mean, it wasn't as bad as when we had Leo Edwards on,
No, nothing would be that bad. But
admittedly, but yeah, it's one we might
I mean,
need to
at
think
least
of.
Richard had watched the wrestling and was like,
I watched certain people very closely.
they did, didn't they? So I
Anyway.
think, yeah, Judy would have more of a sort of logical perspective.
We'll plump for that one.
However, I am the only girl in the Wrestling Outsider. So,
The boss.
yeah, well, she's the boss.
He's the one. So you're in staff,
Yes.
basically. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll stick with that. Maybe not even as a special.
I mean, I'll allow it just because it's Judy.
Okay. Well,
I
Judy,
mean, the boss has the final say.
she does.
She does.
She probably has no idea who she is.
No.
Judy, please answer our calls. We might have you on next time round.
Mhm.
But come on, Axeman, let's turn this round. Let's start getting some notches on that axe for victories again.
So, penultimate match, we have a Square One Championship defence. Very exciting. I was really looking forward to this one, actually, because you've got two people that are quite evenly matched in stature.
Yeah, it's far more evenly matched than the previous defences we've seen, but also has something very much in common.
Yeah.
We've had two of the four horsemen going up against the incumbent, the reigning and defending Square One champion, Big Wade of late, in PJ and RJ, both of whom were splatted, I think we can say.
Yeah.
But their colleague, the Hall of Famer and UBW legend Sunset Skip.
Yep, and the Morris Coyle Cup winner.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's coming into this with the claim, which he can back up, that he wins every title at his first attempt.
Yep.
So he's coming for the Square One belt as the skipper, having won the British Championship on the very first event for UBW, the Morris Coyle Cup. Back at UBW 11, he won the Young Lions title.
He did.
Although via a technicality didn't get to hold it.
Yeah, he got it snatched away, didn't he?
And now he's coming here for the Square One against a man who doesn't have anywhere near the popularity with the crowd that he does.
Mountain.
Cannot
move a mountain.
No, well, the thing was there were two guys, two immovable objects and two unstoppable forces in the ring at the same time. This is something that we've seen possibly first match at times. So you think, how is the venue going to withstand this colossal bout? At least if we needed to have the main event in the car park, then we could have done if the whole venue was destroyed by this. But we've got Sunset Skip. He's arrived bearing scars of recent bouts and looking like he's had a journey from hell.
Yeah, he's. I don't know how he did it, honestly. He must have. It was a pretty rough day, let's say, for Skip.
he came in and was, I think, it was almost in the danger zone. I think he said he was in the blue zone when he arrived. Came over and said hello to the WO in the second row.
I'd nipped to the loose.
You had nipped to the
So,
loose.
hi, Skip!
Yeah, I'll give you. There's a high five from him.
Thank you.
There you go.
Back at ya.
Nowhere near as solid as that one. So, yeah, Skip is out, and the crowd are booing after the fantastic reception they've given to Skip. So it's probably a very brave thing to do. to be booing the head of Wade security.
Yes, but I do always like when he comes out because he has the hood up and it always looks like.
The music. It's not like oh no.
I know, and you kind of want to be like just because it's like really good and it's like, and then you're like, oh, I can't because it's so bad.
Yeah, but I have to because I promised him I would be nicer, and the boss told me off tonight.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
not being nice.
That's
true. So I'll probably edit that bit out.
So maybe we can like secretly like him but not like him because he's bad.
For the camera.
Yeah.
Tommy Cole like? No.
Remember the hierarchy.
The hierarchy. Anyway, Skip comes out. He's in the ring now after he's a little rest away, and he basically is saying, I've been winning titles when Mama Wade was holding you, the wee head of security, as a baby.
Yeah.
And then he basically says, so you're ancient.
Yes.
Just like your friends.
Yeah.
And pretty much you're going to go the same way that they did.
Yeah.
Splatted.
There's only one left.
Only one he's not faced yet.
Yeah.
You can't give away the end.
I know, I'm not. I mean, he might have won, but there's one of the four horsemen that Wade hasn't faced. So
Yes.
Could we get that to happen, maybe?
But this starts with the two immovable objects in the ring, trying to get an edge. Yeah, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And it's really not getting anywhere.
No. I tell you where it does go, though. Out of the ring.
Out of the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to the past, which is where Wade says Skip is living.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, he nearly knocked him into the past.
He
but
did.
but Wade, I think, loses footing and is knocked out of the ring. And as he's circling around the outside, he's basically saying, I'm done with this. I don't need to be here.
No.
He can walk away with the title.
Yeah.
Champion's prerogative.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
No.
But Skip grabs him,
Mm.
axe handles, headbutts, and crowd interaction. Ooh.
Yeah. I don't want one of those.
No, crowd interaction.
Oh, yeah, that was a little bit below the belt.
It was a lot below the belt.
I made it funny.
And I think it just fires Wade up, basically. He just gets a lot angrier.
I think it would have taken my breath away, but railed him.
And introduce him to Roy at the ring post.
Yes.
Boom. Hello, Roy. From last time round. Also, Ron. It was Ron. It wasn't Roy. Never mind. I cut all that bit out. Maybe that's for the late night podcast about poor old Ron.
Oh God, I remember Ron.
Skip is basically he's been knocked back into the past because he believes that he can pile driver Wade.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be something spectacular, didn't it?
Yeah,
Jeez.
and then he states he's very, very big.
Yes.
And then Sunset Skip gets flipped and flies.
Yeah.
Not good news for Skip.
I really like the sunset flip as a move. I think it's one of those ones that looks absolutely phenomenal, but is quite simple in itself. So I was really hopeful that we would see that, and it went the other way.
We do get one later. I mean, let's look at the sunset flip and just think how many bones that would break for me.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yes. But you know, the worst bit for me would be having to jump to get, because I can't leave the floor.
Mm.
It's just a thing. I'm like an elephant. You know how elephants have got knees, but they don't jump. That's right, I think. But yeah, they don't. I'm that. That's me. I've got knees. They just
more
don't.
science for you. Take some of that.
I'm more important in science now.
You are more important. Congratulations on your promotion birthday, girl. Wade is looking like you might get DQ'd.
Mm.
He's using the ropes to choke the life out of Skip and basically says to Ben, hello, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben is the ref here.
Yes.
Do I look like I care? No.
Because
he
if he gets DQ'd, he gets to keep the belt anyway. So, what's he got to lose?
Champion's prerogative. He can just go on.
Yeah.
So there's a splat. Skip gets splatted,
Yeah.
but the 3 count doesn't happen.
No.
And then there's a little bit where he's basically trying to wear the guy down with his traps. He's got a knee in his back.
Yep.
And again, I'm just thinking, Skip, why are you
But
doing
it did
it?
look like it could just stretch, but I felt quite nice.
Or do you think that would actually help?
Yeah, like you know when you go to a chiropractor and I'm just going to crack everything.
No,
It
I've
was a
never
bit like
been.
that. I have.
Or maybe I'll ask Wade at some point to give you a hand if you need it.
Thanks,
But
thanks.
you're very welcome to it. he's Skip's going high again. He's rolled back the years.
Mhm.
He thinks he can fly.
Oh.
He believes he can fly, and he flies straight in to what appears to be a choke slam.
And it was like pretty brutal, wasn't
Wow,
it?
it's
It's like just straight there.
Yeah. And as Wade turns, we've already had Bin Man here
Yes.
tonight, and now we have Binny. Binny is back,
Yeah.
offering interference.
He kind of comes out trying to steal the show a little bit as well, which is kind of like, it's not your match.
No.
It's not your match. But, he's trying to keep himself in there. We've seen a little bit of a fracture between them recently. So,
Yeah, I mean, Wade doesn't look happy at all. Not at all. Hang on, do you think that's the...
What's she doing
What's the Pope doing out there?
You better let her in. It's cold out there.
What are you doing?
Oh, that's hot. That's not bad.
They really thought moving location would help you.
And we're on holy ground.
He's come to the Vatican. I guess, do you want a word?
Maybe a couple.
Maybe this is where Dan's disappeared again.
Do you know, best check the car.
You don't think it was convenient that he was gone again?
Did the boss have a word with you?
Well, the fish and chips was nice again.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. I'm not asking him to pick anything up again.
So according to your notes, you had just got to the point that Vinny showed up.
Interference.
Clever, I love that.
You mean where he almost cost me the match?
Only almost, though.
I don't even know why he was there. He's been avoiding my calls, left, right, and centre. But I suppose he had his usefulness.
So, not really seeing eye to eye with the false mayor.
Some would call it a marriage of convenience, I guess. He needs me more than I need him. But he helped in his strange little way.
But he helped you in a strange little way here as well, because Skip flipped, did the sunset flip, and then he gave you more than a hand in retaining your belt.
I could have done it on my own. I could have done it on my own.
But you've still got the belt. I can see it there in front of you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Get your hands off of it. Like I said, it is a marriage of convenience. Yes, he helped me win the match. Thank you, Vinny. But this is far from being the Cray City Brawlers back. You've got a lot to show me, Vinny. Every time I've been near you, something's gone wrong. Be it I get hit in the head with a chair, be it I try to help you win, I end up with alcohol in my eyes, and then you're on the floor, and then you lose your belt, and I have mine, but yet you still carry around the one that you lost.
It's obsolete.
It's not obsolete. It's the Cray City Championship.
It's obsolete, really.
Shut up!
Oh.
This is the most important thing to me right now. And he almost had that taken away from me. Vinny, when I say stay out of things, I mean it. I don't need you if you're going to make a fool out of yourself.
But you won.
I was always going to win.
But then why did you beat him up afterwards? Because you'd already won.
To make a point.
Oh.
To send a message. That's 3 of the 4 horsemen down.
Yeah.
You forget I did share the ring with the 4th member.
Oh.
In a tag match.
Oh.
Where him and that pesky pirate.
It was a good one, man.
Again, Vinny made a fool of himself.
He didn't look like.
He got me to tag him in, and we lost. So my question to you, Vinny, whilst we're on the subject, is who's in charge now? Who's security? Because you need me to beat people like me. I don't need you. But right now I need all the help I can get. I'm on my own.
You're not making new friends either, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Who needs friends when you've got people, the mayor, Vinnie Gray?
Well, Skip's got a new friend.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Red Falcon run out. Fan favourite.
He is awesome.
Yeah, who is it underneath that mask?
We don't talk about masks!
What? What was that?
What was what?
I don't know, there's a puddle down here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have another match to review? I've said what I needed to say.
Ding ding. Finish up the Crunchingtons because we're about to finish up the Bulldog Bashingtons. It's just the 2 of us left. We have locked every door.
Every door.
The Pope has gone to bed, so we aren't going to be disturbed by anyone. And if we are, just not answering the door.
No, we're
That's
just
it.
going to stay in here now until it's safe to come out again.
In the warm.
in the brilliant warm.
And just hope that actually this one can keep standing after we lost the last headquarters to
Yes.
someone finding out about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm beginning to suspect that it isn't being fumigated for vermin, as we were told.
Yeah.
And that there's another reason we can't get back in.
Yeah.
Hopefully you won't tell anyone else.
Yeah. Maybe he's got other things on his mind at the moment. Last time he had like a vendetta. This time maybe that vendetta is steered towards others.
So let's hope so. Also, the damp spot down there has gone.
We've mopped that up.
We've mopped that up,
Yeah.
which leads us nicely into the main event
Yep.
where Baldock got wet for Tony Sin.
Yep.
Someone got very wet, didn't they?
Yes. I got very wet by Tony Sin.
He's back in in-ring action.
Yeah.
His aspergillum is in his hand and
Yes.
he is spraying the crowd.
That is it. Right in the face.
Well, I say spraying. He's blessing the crowd.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yes.
He's been away for a year,
Uh-huh.
locked in a box, and he's in great shape.
Uh-huh.
So, like I said before, I think this is a treatment I need. If you could lock me in a box for a year and I could come back looking as healthy as that, it's certainly something to consider.
I look phenomenal.
Do you think they didn't put enough stamps on and it's been returned to sender?
I wonder how many times he's been through like customs and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know what you were talking about? Vampires and Dracula earlier on, weren't you? So maybe he just laid there.
Or in stasis like in Red Dwarf.
Yeah. For a year.
Mm.
But he's he's back.
Yes.
And his music plays, and after it plays,
That's it.
that's it. There's no more music. Basically,
Breaks the PA system.
he's decided that this is the last thing you will ever hear from the PA system.
Yeah.
Tony Sin is the definitive, and therefore we are done. So with no PA to announce his opponent, it looks like Tony's going to stand in the ring, and he says to Nick, "Start the count." He's not turning up, but he does turn up. Our captain appears despite having no music and runs around the ring, and
You didn't need it.
the crowd, or should I say the crew, go absolutely insane, as they normally do, and always will, I would say, when the captain arrives. So he's rushing around, he's got his flag, he's got his new snazzy coat. That one I'm after. Although I do think, given our height differential, I might trip over it.
Yeah, and I think you've got to fight the boss for it as well.
Yeah, I have to fight the boss for one. Yeah, I should keep her on my side because I really need this job. I mean, Skurro comes out and says, "Who needs music?"
Yeah.
Especially with the crowd supplying the noise. Tony Sin butts in. He says, "I need no microphone. I announce my long-awaited return. This is the single greatest resurrection in the history of this planet," which is a big claim. I've looked this up. I've got, certainly above Tony Sin, I've got the Gandalf when he comes back. That was really impressive.
I've not really watched Lord of the Rings, but yeah.
Yeah, he comes back and he's clean. He went away and he was all grey and grubby, and then he comes back and he's like, "Oh, Gandalf the White," like he's been through the washing machine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not like your mate, because that
No,
didn't go
he
well.
didn't go through the washing machine. He got his finger stuck in the back of the washing machine. Yeah. Hi, Danny. Oh, and also, hi, Skurro. So we've got Gandalf. We've got Kenny.
Yep.
Who's probably been resurrected more often than anyone.
Yeah.
And I know that those may be fictional characters, but then we've got Bobby Ewing. Which is,
that happened. Yeah.
Which did happen. Suddenly he was just in the shower. Yeah. So it's a fair claim that it's the Great Resurrection. I mean, there might be someone else who, a couple of other people, but no one I've seen on television recently.
No.
He's back. He's from the dark side of freedom.
Yes.
It is your saviour. It's Tony Sin.
Yay! Told you I'd have him back.
And then it's Skurro's turn. And Skurro basically doesn't announce himself. He's, yes, nonsense. It makes no sense. Dark side of what?
Yeah.
And someone cheers for Tony.
Yeah.
I was cheering for Tony as well. And the captain says, "It looks like you've got one fan." To which Tony says, "I don't need fans. I have followers." And to which the captain retorts, "I don't have followers. I have crew." And again, Bulldog erupts. And at that point, fireworks started going off outside as well.
It did. It was perfect timing. And the little window at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, there is your full stop on that statement.
Yeah.
But Skurro, he does introduce himself as the hero of the high seas. He's the plunder taker.
Yeah.
He's the first ever reigning, defending UBW legacy champion.
I do love that belt.
And excluding this match, I would say, long may it be so. Because, of course, you did your witchy thing for me. Very much appreciate that. Happy birthday again. Can you make sure he stays a little bit longer this time round? Is that something you can do?
Well, I'm working on it. I have a feeling that we might not have him for too long this time round, but you never know, he might stay.
Well, let's not look too far ahead. Let's enjoy this match that we watched.
Yeah.
Just a few days ago.
And what we could do is maybe get Wade to kidnap him.
Or you're making friends now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if we get on his good side, he'll stop turning up and frightening the frigging life out of me.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried because if he has put Dan in the boot of the car, I've left the car at the garage because it needs repairs. It didn't pass its MOT, and I've left it there till Friday. And I took all the food out of the boot because it's all here. Your cake, the scampi fries.
Which I've demolished like 2 packets of now, so we'll stop eating.
Yeah, that may have been a mistake.
He might freeze to death. Like, he might go into stasis.
He might go into stasis. And then the boss might have some sympathy for him and then she might not find him.
I don't think that's true. Yeah.
Anyway, let's not think about Tony leaving or me opening that boot to find a frozen Dan.
You know, like when you look in the mice fridge when you go into Pets
We were watching something on the TV the other night, and here's a story where people were put into formaldehyde and preserved, and they were yellow, and everyone laughed. And I said, Anton, when I used to work at the lab, we used to get a box of bananas delivered, and I'd go, "What are those bananas? What are shrink-wrapped bananas?" They're actually white mice, shrink-wrapped or wrapped white rats. All the chemicals had gone bright yellow. So there's some more science for you. Yellow rats. Don't eat the bananas you find in chemistry labs because they are not bananas. You will not find them as easy to peel.
No.
Right. So anyway, there was a match here. It wasn't all about the intros and about science and Dan locked in a boot. It was about people repenting.
Yes.
Tony is big up on this people repenting.
Yeah.
I don't think he even bothers about winning. He just wants people to repent.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to save the world.
He is trying to save
Single-handedly,
one pirate at a time.
the saviour of the world.
Yeah, so this is his first trip back to the UBW ring to get some people to repent.
Mhm.
After he made that amazing appearance at the Scarefest,
Yep.
Helping Ricolas Calvet retain his title against Harrison Leon. Ricky didn't mention that one in his countdown of people that he'd beaten.
No.
Possibly
No.
because he didn't do it, did it? It was all
No.
about Tony.
And I think he probably was a little bit overshadowed by such a massive return as well. So maybe he's brought that one.
Another return. The Steps.
Yep.
Chris Aries.
The Chris Aries.
A Tony
The
Sin.
Tony Sin.
And he's back in the ring and he's not missed a step.
And he's looking phenomenal.
He's been sitting in that box thinking about things. I'm going to do this.
Yep.
And also, Saint Nick is in the ring. Saint
Yes.
Nick is invigilating.
Yes.
But he's easily waylaid by the Saviour, who keeps saying, I think I've hurt my nose. I think I've got to look over here, distracting him. And then when Nick shows concern, he just goes, shut your mouth. And Nick does it.
Yeah. But everyone bullies Nick. They don't realise he's beaten other people in the ring at other promotions.
Yeah, I've seen him when he was the Mega Badger, beating up Truman Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible. I mean, do you think, I know we've got the Justice League, and then
Yeah.
we have the Justice League over
Yeah.
at United,
Yeah.
the Super Zebra.
Yeah.
What do we think for Strong Ref Nick? Do we think he's the Battling Badger?
Mm-hmm.
We've got to work on our black and white stripy animals.
Yeah. I think he'd be more honey badger. Honey badgers are like quite vicious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit.
No, they don't.
The honey badgers.
Tear your face off. That's it. Nick the honey badger.
Honey badger.
Mhm.
It's done. Sorted. Trademark.
Yes.
There's lots of times when, as with the Wade match, this spills over into the auditorium.
Mhm.
The auditorium out into the arena.
Yeah.
Overboard.
Yeah.
Even the captain's knocked overboard, and is pursued by Tony, who I think initially Tony's knocked out. He's clotheslined out. Skurro goes after him, but it's there that Tony has the switch of momentum, and he's seen that guy has a bad shoulder. He's not having it strapped up anymore.
He's very wily. He may have been gone, but he's not missed a beat. He
No.
knows exactly what the lay of the land is.
Smashing that shoulder into Ron the ring post.
Mm-hmm.
Ow! And then the knee. He goes for the knee again,
Mm-hmm.
which we know Skurro's had some trouble with before. So yeah, he's breaking this guy down. It looks like maybe the Legacy Championship is going to be handed over.
It did. It really did look like it for a minute. One thing I will say is that both of these guys put everything they had into the ring on that day. They both, by the end of the match, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, looked absolutely exhausted and had given it their all. And I don't think I would say either one outperformed the other. I think they both have their absolute merits. They are both phenomenal characters. And I would very much watch this over and over and over again.
Yeah. Luckily, the WO Cam did pick this up,
It did.
so we can watch it again.
Mhm.
It does have my giant head in one corner,
Mhm.
and it has you giggling.
I giggled a lot on that day, didn't I? I don't know what was up with me.
Well, SSD was in the house.
It's true. I was all teenage girly.
Yeah. He said they gave everything in the ring,
Mhm.
and also quite a bit to the Steps. Boo you, the Steps.
Oh, the steps.
The Steps are Tony Sin's friend. He planted the captain on it and then stomped his face
Yeah, he
into the
did, yeah.
Steps. The Steps didn't move out of the way that
No,
time.
no, they didn't.
They were there for that.
They pick who. It's like Audrey. She picks who she's going to want. Yeah.
Feed me.
Yeah.
So Tony wasn't making friends. I don't think he's going to convert anyone.
No.
Certainly, the crowd behind us were very pro Skurro.
Mm-hmm.
In the row behind us, the
Yeah.
one where Aidan White says we should be in or further back.
There's still time.
No, there is still time. But yeah, they were shouting, "No one likes you, Tony." And I turned around and said,
Oh,
I like Tony.
they do.
And they stared daggers at me. And I said that
Yeah.
Arnold likes Tony as well.
Yeah.
And then they started, they like Arnold. They probably thought, why is that old man ringing Arnold to this kind of thing? But he was sitting with the boss. So
It
that's
was. It
okay.
was. Yeah.
But it's moving that way that people are getting more and more aggravated by Tony. So
Mhm.
we've got a big shout of Tony sucks.
Mm.
And Tony says, if Tony sucks, could Tony do this? And then Tony flies. It's incredible. It's not what he intended, but he gets launched by the captain into the air, and it's just
like a catapult.
yes, not good landings for the
Mm-mm.
Saviour.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't quite float down.
No.
If I can say, very impressive. And the captain does a kip up. The cap does a kip up.
Yeah, he's very good at that, isn't
Yeah.
he? Despite all of his limbs.
Yeah, and it was like, ooh, the knee. But no, he was back up on his feet, and he's ready to go. But then Tony flies back, this time under his own steam and intentionally, with the captain draped over the ropes, and he's flat on the mat. Again, it looks like the Legacy Championship is about to change hands, and Tony does one of those amazing clotheslines where he plants someone in the corner and then flies through and goes through the ropes and clotheslines.
Yeah.
A danger to cameramen everywhere.
Mhm.
If I remember back, I think it might have been at Biggleswade where he shot straight through and kicked the camera straight out of the cameraman's hand and destroyed the footage for that match. See, don't film the Saviour without asking for permission, or it could go very, very wrong.
Yeah.
But as you say, we're getting to the point where these guys are getting fatigued. I think it's about 20 minutes that this match goes backwards and forwards, and it is spectacular at absolutely every turn.
Yeah.
None more so than when there is a leap that is turned into a Canadian destroyer, which was just breathtaking.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. Like how?
Yeah, breathtaking in terms of its execution, and also the fact that, oh God, if that happened to me, that would just be the end of days.
Yeah, it would. And honestly, I don't know how Skurro manages to do half the things he does. He's a very tall man, and he can squish himself very small when he needs to. And so he, to me, is like a very giant mouse.
Well, I was thinking, when you were saying make squash himself very small, I was thinking Tom and Jerry. Thinking if someone like splatted me, I'd be like that concertina thing where they go,
Yeah.
So he's got that power.
Yeah.
Concertina power.
Yeah. Although I think coming up very shortly is when Tony gets him into the. So Tony's strong. Like,
the crucifix bomb is on.
And he doesn't quite land the first one, but
no, I think that's after a bit where again Tony goes over and speaks to St. Nick very closely.
Yeah.
And as Skurro approaches, Tony slips, raises his leg to balance, and just plants one in the captain's treasure chest.
That is exactly what I saw. Yeah.
And it's after that, whilst the captain is gasping for breath.
Yeah.
So I think SSD got hit earlier on in the region. I think Ben, the referee, came over and offered to help count to see if everything was still in order. But in this case, it's the crucifix bomb.
Yep.
And I think he landed, doesn't he?
Yes, I think he did, yeah.
And
I know there were two.
That's normally it, isn't it?
Usually.
So normally we have a new champ.
Yeah.
But that wily pirate, he has his sea legs and his land legs.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of extra run puts him in the mood to just get back up again when he should stay down.
Yeah.
And not long after, he hits the world's end.
Yes. Yeah.
After Tony attempts a crossbody but fails to land it, he gets caught, thrown to the world's end.
Yep.
And the champ retains.
Yay! Yay! Now, either outcome for this would have been fine for me, but I think Skurro needs to continue his reign for a very long time.
I think it's similar to the opening match, where come the end, everyone was just so appreciative of what they'd
just
seen,
phenomenal wrestling.
that they were happy for a victor either way. Both Tony and Arthur Skurro were cheered from the building. It was nice to see the returning Saviour treated with the respect, which he may well not have, because I think his next bout is the rubber against Harrison Leon.
I won't be there for it, but it's going to be a good one.
I'm hoping to be in attendance, and I'm hoping that I'll be happy, and I'm saying no more because the boss has told me not to upset people.
This is it,
by
exactly.
taking sides. So the big boy brawler is up next.
Which is going to be really, really good because they've both been away. They've both gone away and got so much better that I think it will be a really good clash.
Well, one of them's gone away and been training hard, has come back an absolute beast. The other one's been locked in a box for a year and has come back similarly. So, which is the best training method?
Well, exactly. We'll soon find out.
Yeah. Follow his style. Roll on.
Because you want cake, isn't it? I can see you eyeing it up.
Yeah, he's looking directly at that birthday cake, or what
You
little
can't
of
have
it
it
is
because
left.
You might be allergic to nuts. We don't know.
Cannot take that risk.
Can't take that risk.
Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us with the rambling and the wambling and the wading in that happened inadvertently.
Shall we?
Well, I should really change these trousers.
Exactly.
They are the special ones.
Yes.
It was such a large leak.
Yeah.
But yes, we'll be back again soon, looking ahead to more UBW events and reviewing them, but also looking forward to some more United events.
I'm so excited.
So we've got a double header coming up in December.
Yep.
Where
There's loads coming up in December.
yeah, 2 events in 1 day, 2 events in 2 days.
Yep.
It's a really busy month.
Yes. So we've got UB, we've got United, we've got Sacrifice,
Square One.
Square One. I'm off to ECW as well. It's all go in December, and then it'll be Christmas.
And then it's Crimbo.
And end of year awards.
It is. It's coming.
Yay!
So we'll be putting out feelers to see what you think are the matches of the year, the performer of the year, maybe even the mini peg of the year this time round. There'll be some wanton obliteration awards, and there's been some real splats so far this year. There'll be some special awards. There'll be some very serious awards as well. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. But we'll begin to put the feelers out around Christmas time once the year is over. See what you think, and then we'll ignore you and post our own our own decisions as the ones that count.
If we can decide amongst ourselves.
I think it's going to be a tough one.
I do.
Thanks for joining us. Next time we'll be back. Hopefully Dan will be out of the boot, or wherever it is he's gone.
With his P45 maybe.
Yeah, at least he'll come in to say goodbye.
Yeah, we hope.
But until then, stay safe and stay in the know with the WO.
Because that is what the centrepiece does. No one can beat us, and no one can beat the most dominant UBW champion in history. So everyone put your hands together for Ricky Calvet. This is my celebration. I beat that fake luchador Bentonio. Heavyweight champion Eric Young. That guy that no one's going to see again. The worst part of the honesty. Adonis Payne. That is it. You look like you've seen a ghost, pal. Remember all those autographs you were signing in the back? Yeah, one of them was my contract, and you null and voided the clause where I was not allowed to come home. It does count, even though your carer is not here this evening. You can go and give Chase Anthony a little phone call. You're right, Adonis Payne isn't coming home. When I walked through the doors at Square One, it wasn't Adonis Payne that wanted to have a first match. It wasn't Adonis Payne that wanted to win the Square One title. It was me. And it's also Chris that wants to be the first man to have gone from Square One champion to British heavyweight champion. My name is Chris Aries, and the aeroplane is done. Ricky Calvet, the clock's just died because the age of Aries is upon us.